Good morning everyone, hope you're all well. Have to excuse me a bit today, I am in my pyjamas. And I've escaped downstairs. As you can see, I'm not in my little pagan pit. I'm downstairs in the lounge with my solstice tree, which I decorated about midnight last night, because by the time I'd felt like doing it, that's when it was. So it's all white and silver, and it's a real tree. It's my treat every year, and Mark went and treated me to it because I didn't quite feel up to tearing out and going and getting one. So I'm just doing a quickie today. Obviously last week we had the lovely Kaylee. The week before that I was kind of indisposed, care of the wonderful NHS who looked after me really well. And yeah, so I had an op, and I've got to go and have another one, and they're doing some tests and yada yada yada. But yeah, I'm good, I'm okay. So I thought I would just pop by, just have a little hello. I'm back properly next week, which I should tell you about later on, but I just wanted to pop in and say wish you all a merry solstice and just chat a little bit about that. So yeah, I'm cool. So I'm in my pyjamas because I'm resting up and looking after myself. Been staying with my parents last week, and when I came out of hospital the week before, because obviously the trucker works away. So yeah, I've done that, and they've looked after me. I even got tucked up in bed by my mum and told a story about a little girl called Claire who didn't want to go to sleep when she was little. I don't know who she means, but my mum is 74, and she tucked me up every night, and I was snuggled up in my old bedroom, and that was a pretty magical thing. So I know this year has been a bit of an odd one, but even in the crappiness of situations, there was that beauty of being not 49 but maybe 9 again, snuggled up by my mum, which was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And you know, I got told off for even putting the kettle on, because I'm not supposed to have anything heavier than a kettle at the moment, so that's a bit of a pain in the bum, very appropriate. But yeah, so obviously my plans for Solstice, along with the delights that are tier 3 becoming tier 4 for Kent, because I'm in Kent, England. So for those of you who aren't in England, I apologise, or Great Britain I should say, I apologise for the next bit of waffle about what it means to us right now. But obviously we are all pretty much locked down again, the week before Solstice and Christmas, which is, I know, has upset a huge amount of people. I think we all clung on to we could all get together for Solstice, Christmas, and I clung on to it too until I realised that my body was saying, yeah, you ain't doing this, because I had plans to go up to Kitskote, which is some standing stones very near us, and I'd tentatively said about meeting a friend there. We were going to take some photos for Mason Pagans, and we were going to go up Solstice morning, but I'm not going to be up for clambering up and down a hill right now, and I can't drive at the moment. So yeah, as much as my dad loves me, getting up to Aylesford for sort of 7 o'clock in the morning, I don't think he's going to do that. I mean, he's pretty good. I said to him the other day, I said, your granddad's taxis. I said, well, you've been dad's taxis, you've been granddad's taxis, and you're still being dad's and granddad's taxis. When are you going to stop? Morning, sweetheart. There's my beautiful girl, Sophie. I was just saying about granddad being nannies and granddad's taxis. And I said, when are you going to stop this? She said, you're 78. And he said, well, I'm in my wooden box, my love. So that's a pretty good definition of my dad. He's super dad, super granddad. But anyway, so obviously our plans for Solstice have gone right out the window. Definitely, Sophie, definitely. Have gone right out the window. Normally we have a beautiful meal when all my family come round. So my mum and dad, they come and embrace Solstice with me, although they're not pagan. They come and embrace Solstice. Obviously there's my husband, the trucker, who would actually be away this year, trucking. Then my son and his partner David, so that's Dan and David, and Sophie and her partner Ed. So, and then my best friend Lou comes, and she invariably has a grandchild in tow. So there's usually a lot of us sat around the table, and it's a joyous mixture of, there's all sorts of greenery, and we have a lovely meal, and we have a little solstice present, and we have our place our place name is usually get a pine cone, and I attach it to either like a brown luggage label. It's always quite eco-friendly, so to make them look like they're snowy, I usually dip them in egg white and then in sugar, so that because then they get burnt, so I don't want to put anything into the atmosphere that isn't sort of natural. And I sort of think, well, egg white and egg white, not egg yolk, that'd look a bit odd. Egg white and sugar should be relatively natural. Oh, morning, Naomi. Thank you. I'm feeling a lot better, sweetheart. It's obviously all that wonderful, wonderful healing you sent me, my darling. Naomi is my favourite witch in the world. She's an awesome, awesome and powerful witch, and I love her very much. She sent me loads of healing. I knew she was up to something because I could feel it when I was in hospital. So, and then those pine cones that double as placemats on the other side, place names, we write our wishes and our hopes for the year, and then later on we've got a little ceremony that we have invented where we pop them into the chimney or the fire pit, and it was going to be the inaugural winter solstice of the fire pit this year, because Mark bought a fire pit as big as the moon basically, instead of our little chimney, and it goes up and our wishes go up to the universe, and everybody does that. Even mum and dad who aren't pagan, I wouldn't say they're necessarily Christian, but they're traditional, and you know they were brought up Christian as I was, so that's what we normally do. So obviously plans have gone a bit awry, but that's this year in general, and you know, I am disgustingly positive most of the time. So as much as I want to kick and scream and shout bollocks, I want to see my family, because obviously I do. You know, these things aren't going to happen, and you know, and obviously I'd got plans for that. I love you too, Names, my little hedgehog, and I'd got plans for that, and I was arranging a sort of an online winter solstice mini festival for Maidstone Pagans, which is going to look a little bit what's the word, tame compared to what I wanted to do, but hey, it's that kind of year, so people have filmed and gone and done stuff, and I'm just gonna do that. So that's for my local friends. What I usually do is get some greenery from outdoors and bring it in, so I'm still going to do some of that, because I can you know, potter about locally and get bits and pieces. And I think it's important to bring the outside in, and I always ask whatever I'm taking from, like there's holly out there. I don't think I can quite reach up and get the mistletoe. I think I might do myself a damage if I do that, so I shan't be doing that. But there's fir, and I've got pine cones. My wonderful friend Janine, she knows every year I say to her, let me know if you see any pine cones anywhere. And I came home from work, it must have been in November, a big bag of pine cones, and I just knew that Neen had appeared. She'd obviously gone, Claire, pine cones. So I've got pine cones. I've tried baking some satsumas so that they're kind of solid, but they didn't go too well, so I might just put them out fresh and then we can eat them. But yeah, I do that, and I have white candles, and I'll still do that for Christmas dinner. But I'm going to be spending solstice on my own, because although I can go back to my parents, because obviously the trucker's away, he's going up to Leicester. Doesn't know about mixing through tears. If you're a truck driver, you still have to truck away. So I shall be on my own, but I shall be chatting to friends online. And I kind of think, for me, everybody's different, and but for me this year, it's fitting for me to be on my own and to sit with things and work through things and spend that time doing the things I want to do to mark the solstice, which of course is the longest night and the shortest day. Now the longest night, I believe, is tonight. I'll put the link up afterwards, because I know, is it Stonehenge film it, and they've got a live cam, and also at, the name escapes me, Newgrange, is it Newgrange? Newgrange is the one in Ireland, isn't it? There's several, if you look them up, and they'll film them, so you can watch you can watch the sun go down. They're live streams and they're absolutely free, so I will put the details of that up later on. And of course you can watch the sunrise tomorrow morning. And what I like to do when it is safe is to have a candle burning through the night. Obviously that's not always safe, So you've got to be careful how you do that. But I think it just keeps that hope going. It must be a really long night. You know, we've had some really long nights of late, and obviously this is the longest one, followed by a really short day. And that kind of sums up this year. There must have been some really, really long nights when we've been thinking. A lot can be said for solitude. Yes, it can, Naomi, definitely. It's hard, but it's also rewarding if you can do it. And I think if you can sit with yourself, you find an awful amount of peace. It's hard to start with, but because I'm very sociable. I love chatting to people, as you probably all figured out by now. But I do like my own company as well. And I've got one of my treats for tomorrow is I've got this lovely book that my friend Jen sent me, and I started having a read of it last night. And it's about Circe, famous witch from Greek mythology, and it's written from her point of view, as though she were you or I talking about her family. And I started reading it last night. I thought, I have to put this down now, else I will be up all night. And that's my treat for tomorrow, provided I haven't got a hospital appointment. Yeah, I've got an MRI to do, which is an hour long. Ooh, don't fancy that much. Anyway, that'll be my treat. So I do that, and I do try and give thanks for what's going on around me, even if it's like it's a bit crap, because there's still, all the good things are still there. They're just a bit further away. But I just think this year the solstice is a really poignant series of events. Obviously it happens every year, but it's a really poignant reflection of where we are in the world. It's definitely where I am in the world. You know, all these long nights, these long dark nights when you think the sunrise is not going to come for whatever reason, and that might be emotionally and psychologically, because it's been a tough year. So yeah, it's a real time for reflection for me, and also it's a time to look forward, maybe more so than New Year in some ways. Thank you, Naomi. Yeah, I will get through it. I've also got some diazepam. Not afraid to admit that. I've got diazepam for the MRI. Stuff it. Don't have to worry about things any more than I need to. So next week I've got my lovely friend Jenny back, and she's going to be talking about planning for 2021. And she does what she calls the 100 list. But she's doing a smaller version, because obviously 2021 may not be the year for achieving all the things you want to do, or visiting all the places you want to do. Oh, baby, you're a rock as well. My daughter comes and looks after me too. She's a good girl. And morning, Sarah. I am safe and home. I am, yeah. They couldn't keep me in. They'd had enough of me. They'd had enough of me smiling and joking with everybody. Apparently I was cheeky. They told me I was cheeky. I was like, what? Cheeky? So yeah, so where was I? I've forgotten now. Everybody's messaging me lovely things. Oh yeah, Jenny next week. So she's going to be looking, and she's going to be talking to us about creating a little plan. It's a bit like it's not unlike New Year's intentions, but it's more. Well, I won't spoil it. It isn't set in New Year's intentions, but it is sort of forward planning. But Jenny's going to be here next week to talk about that. I think we'll probably record that because, obviously it's Christmas, it's Yule, and people could be here, there, and dinosaurs could have made a comeback, and aliens could have landed. But if I record it and schedule it, it will go on. So even if we're under rule from Klingons, and there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex at the door, you can still settle down and watch it. Me and Jenny will be there, safely keeping you through it, so don't worry. That's all you need, isn't it? The world's in chaos and you get me and Jenny. Yeah, that's all you need. So after I bought some bits from the outside in, I'll have a few crystals out and about. I've got a lovely zine tonight with Maidstone Pagans, and then we've got our little mini thing tomorrow, which isn't going to be quite what we'd planned, but hey, it's a year of things not being quite what I planned. And I think sometimes that's the lesson in going, you've got to go with the flow. You know, you think you can control it, but we can't. We just got to go, yeah, whatever. I'll have what's going on. So obviously the week before last, I'm just going to combine a few things, because the week before last, when I was indisposed at elsewhere, makes it sound like I was in prison. I wasn't in prison, honestly. I haven't been done for anything. we were talking about oracles. So what I thought I'd do, because I undernard about doing a little solstice ritual, and I just, to be honest, I didn't have the gumption or the brains or the whatnot to organise it this year. So, and I thought, well, I'm sure nobody will mind. So what I've done instead is I've got some of my oracle cards that I'm just going to show you, and I have had a look online. If you look online, there are loads and loads of solstice oracle and tarot spreads. And of course I did the tarot one, and I was going to talk about oracles, and I particularly wanted to show you 2 of my oracle decks. And I found a beautiful, there's lots of big oracle solstice spreads, and there's also some little ones, and the little one I particularly liked, which is now, my computer's turned itself off. I've got a new laptop, by the way. Yeah, I'm really excited, but it's easier to do a live and do it this way. So I've adapted one, and it's a 3-card spread. I'm a fan of the 3-card spreads, probably because I'm impatient and I'm always trying to do the next thing, which is a lesson, and I need to sit with my shadow side and reflect on that. And I knew this year would be a time to sit and reflect, work on my shadow self, and sit in stillness. I knew stillness was coming for me. I thought it was because of COVID. Oh, we've got a trucker. I don't know. Are you dressed, trucker, before you come and say hello? Oh, yes. If he appears, he has nearly come into some Zooms half naked before, which has been a treat for my friends. He didn't realise, and he came in with a towel wrapped round him once. You're going to come and say hello? Come and say hello. Don't be shy. Your daughter's online.
Huh?
Your daughter's online. Just come and say hello. Here's my trucker.
Hello, everybody.
I can't see you. There's my trucker.
Hello. You alright?
Right. Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it for now.
Right. That's enough insanity for this morning. So this little 3-card spread I found, I've adapted it slightly. So it's the longest night. Is the first card. The second card is the burning candle, and the third card is the sunrise. So I've kind of adapted it. So it's 3 cards. Obviously, the longest night is the hardest lesson you've learnt this year. So I'm going to use these wonderful cards. These are my angels and ancestors oracle cards, and I love these. Mark bought these for me for my birthday year before last, Christmas year before last, and they are amazing. My friend Ricky recommended them to Mark for me, and they are absolutely beautiful. They're amazing, and they always work really well for me. What are you making in the kitchen? Anything you can eat. That's the trouble, we bought all the Christmas and solstice food. Soap says, hey Dad. So the hardest lesson you've learnt this year. So now he's got the microwave going. That was my cunning plan of coming downstairs while he was still in bed. I thought I'll show you my Christmas tree. So it's the lesson you've learnt this year, and then the burning candle is what will help you see through the dark, and then the solstice sunrise are the hopes for the new year. So I'm going to use 3 of these cards, and I'm just going to cut my pack, and we'll see. This could make complete sense or could make no sense. Mark's looking at me very vaguely. So.
I'm not squinting because the sun's in my eyes.
Apparently he's squinting because the sun's in his eyes. I have positioned, if I do that, there's it's not so bad now, but there was a big bit of sunlight there. So I'm kind of positioned with my head in the... Right, so let's go. 1, 2, 3. So let's see how this one works. Right, so the darkest night, or the longest night, the hard lessons you've learned this year. And this says, she-wolf, unleash the wild within. There's a look on his face over there. I'm not sure if he's up for this.
That's not any good.
Let your wild side up and out. Unleash your talents and desires. Okay. The she-wolf is a powerful shamanic soul who is half wolf and half woman. She is the alpha female who is not afraid to stand out from the crowd, or in this case, the pack. She is unwild, unfiltered and unfettered. She encourages you not to be trapped by the limiting factors of weaker members of the pack or those trying to hunt you down because you have gifts they don't like or understand. She represents the energy of the wilderness and the unknown, and encourages you to be free and unchained and go beyond boundaries. Release the animal energy within and track down what you need to do to express your true self. Well, that's quite strange because that was, ooh, morning Nick. Yeah, give it a go. I don't know. I'll put it up later on. So this is for the darkest night, or darkest longest night. And actually I did have a bit of a wobble earlier in the year thinking I can't do this. What if I'm going to be crap as a funeral celebrant? I've gone off on my own, I'm self-employed. I had all those wobbles, and I actually learned I had to go, do you know what, I can do this, I've got it within. So that was a really tough lesson. Mark's doing that, yes, at me. So the extended message of that was, you are being rewilded at this time, guided to connect with that rebellious heart, the part of you that likes to break boundaries and go beyond them completely. If you've been holding back on your hopes and dreams, you're being encouraged to chase after them now. Let the wolf energy within you track down what direction you want to go in, and don't let any traps or hunters get in the way of your freedom or your growth. The life you want is here. And look at you now. Oh, thank you, so. And actually, I reconnected with one of my old teachers this year, and I think he'd tell you I was a right pain in the butt at school. Wasn't naughty, but I just questioned and asked and was a pain in the butt. So that made me think of him, actually. Yeah, so that was the longest and darkest night. Look at you now, my daughter says. Yeah, look at me now in my dressing gown, no makeup on, slightly dodgy eyebrows, greys coming through. But hey, no way I'm trying to dye my hair and bend over that bath at the moment. That might be a Sophie job. How cool is that for the first card? Exactly, Nick. And then certainly rings true for my, it does, Sarah, definitely. You get to a point where you go, wow, I've got to do something about this. So the bright candle, or the burning candle, was what's helped you through the year. And this is glorious. Did I show you the she-wolf card? There's the she-wolf card. I like that. That's me howling at the moon, and I do like a wolf. I am a bit of a she-wolf. And then for the burning candle is summer. Look at that bee. I love that. That's absolutely lovely. And that says, bask in joy and light. So what's kept me going through the dark? Let's look up summer. I know this is a glorious card. So rise up, open your wings and shine. Bring your projects and plans out into the light and into manifestation. Summer has always been recognised as a time for joy, for going on adventures and making memories. Flowers are in full bloom. Animals are enjoying the freedom of wild summer days and nights. And people are taking holidays, basking in the sunshine and being lifted energetically by the light and the warmth. And that has... Mark's just wrecking the kitchen. That is... I really like that. I really love that. I really feel honey from that. I don't know if you can see the honeycomb in the back of that. It's a beautiful card. And I do think of the summer and trips and things like that. That has helped me, through the moment. It would be, just dribbled then. Getting old, nearly 50 and I'm dribbling. It has helped me thinking, we're going to get through this. Mark always particularly looks forward to the spring. You're not a fan of winter, are you?
Huh?
You're not a huge fan of winter, you prefer the spring.
No,
Yeah, he always says I'm looking forward to the spring. And I think for me, at the moment,
snow.
you like snow. I like the snow. I've got some wonderful memories of the children playing in the snow. We moved in the week before it snowed. You're obsessed with bees, Sarah. I love bees. I didn't know you were obsessed with bees. I would have you as yellow, actually. You'd be very yellow around you, not as in cowardice, but a yellow and sunny sort of person. But the summer, the thought of, we're going to get through this, and whatever's going on in the world, in my colon, whatever's going on, there is spring and there is summer, and the world just turns and it keeps going. So yeah, I get that. And all the summer plans for last year that didn't happen could just happen next year. And I think that when you think of people must have lived through all sorts of things, all the world wars and everything like that, it will come. It's got to. Things have to end. They can't go on forever. So what's the extended message? This is the perfect opportunity for you to enjoy the fruits of your labour. Light has come to banish the darkness. Oh, how appropriate is that? Because tonight is the longest night and tomorrow is the shortest day. But after that, the days get longer. We don't really notice it until about Imolc, which happens to be my boyo's birthday. Light has come to banish the darkness. I love that. Clarity is arriving too, allowing you to know exactly where you are and how you can move forward. Oh, I know for a couple of us that is a really powerful thing for this year. Angels and ancestor guides are encouraging you to enjoy this moment and not to rush forward, because this is a time for pleasure, enjoyment and expansion. This is a great chance that you have extra energy, creativity and inspiration at this time. Notice what is coming to you, as it is inspiration directly from the divine. Okay. When the summer card arrives in the future position of the spread, or as the last card in the reading, which it isn't, it also indicates that the coming summer will usher in important energies with regards to your questions or intentions. So that's maybe not so relevant, but we can probably have a look at that. So that is that kind of this, you know, overnight burning candle with the summer. I mean, the fact that it's summer and it's light and it's about basking in light and joy. And a wonderful line, light has come to banish the darkness. And what I said earlier on about the stillness and about sitting with it and seeing what it brings you. Seeing, I mean, the bee as well is a hard worker. So it's as though all that hard work is paying off, and all the footings you're putting down for new lives for next year is working. And I'm working on projects for next year. For example, I've got some plans. Morning, Neen. Nice to see you pop in. I was wondering where you were. I was talking about you and fir cones earlier on, sweetheart. I've got some things already booked for next year for my friends. I had to bow out of one this year, which I was gutted about. For my friend, she has Mind, Body, Soul summits. And the next one is in February is called Be You, and me and my friend Jen are working on a goddess workshop for that, so that's something there. I've also got for my funeral celebrancy, I've started planning and writing a weekly chat with other people that are involved in the funeral business. It sounds really cheerful, isn't it, for Solstice? Called Time to Talk, which I will be delivering out through January, February and maybe even into March. So it's a time of sitting back for me, and future projects I think are the things that are keeping me going through the dark. So that's a really interesting card, and of course that is about hard work, and honey is just glorious, isn't it, as well? So that's interesting. That's for the burning candle. And then for the tomorrow's sunrise, ooh, traveller, move in a new direction. And there's the compass point there and a map of the world. Move in a new direction. Okay, she's got a beautiful, I love what she's wearing as well. Can you see that? And that bag, really, really like that. Okay, let's see what this one says. Just lurking before you go into work. Oh, you're working today? Of course you are. I was thinking, how's she working today? But of course you are. I had a bit of a change. Nick, Sarah and Neen I used to work with. And well, they are still colleagues because I do still work for the same company, just in a different place. So yeah, so new hopes for the new year. Oh, there's a couple of you this is going to apply for as well. Message: welcome any opportunities to travel either to the outer world or to your inner worlds. Ooh, what are you mixing up there, love? Have you got curry?
No, I've got your lasagna. Your gluten-free.
He's eating a lasagna for breakfast. I bought a gluten-free lasagna, really excited, and then realised I bought a beef lasagna, which is no good to me because I'm vegetarian. But Marcus found it. I did say he could eat it because I'm not going to eat it because it's beef. Anyway, back to the traveller. So he's moved in a new direction. He's trying gluten-free stuff. Is it nice? It is nice. He's happy. Lasagna for breakfast, bless him. That sums him up, doesn't it? So anyway, traveller, moving in a new direction for the sunrise. So new hopes for a new year. Welcome any opportunities to travel, either to the outer world. Yes, we all want to travel to the outer world. Soph's gone, oh, Dad. Or to your inner world. And again, that ties in with what I was saying for myself personally about sitting with myself and embracing the stillness. So the Traveller card represents the gypsy spirit within. The opportunity to move in a new direction is coming your way, and ancestral wisdom is encouraging you to welcome it with open arms. Or they would be, because my great-great-grandmother did have some gypsy blood, so that would make sense. Going on a trip is an exciting process because not only do you learn about the world, you also learn about yourself. This card often comes up when you have a chance to go through a process of awakening and understand even more about the amazing qualities you have to share with the world. Often such journeys can be lonely, but this in itself can teach you that you are never really alone and your angels and ancestors are there for you. Oh, well, that's making me well up a little bit, actually, because being poorly, because the other thing I had to cancel this year was doing the Soul Doula course, which obviously, I think, Sarah, I've got a feeling you've done, haven't you, Sarah? Obviously, is to work with people who are dying, which I've done plenty of palliative care, but to actually be a focal and work solely in that will be different. And you know, having had this health scare and health issues, that you know, there's been some dark times when I've thought, oh, hello, not sure about this, but that could be, yeah, that is, I'm going to learn this. What's going on is going to teach me things. The road you're on may be a road less travelled, but this journey is going to be highly beneficial for your emotional and spiritual growth. It isn't about covering out a distance, it's about covering distance within. And you will be evolving every single moment of it. Now, I don't do tears, but I'm getting a bit emotional. Remember to keep things simple and to lighten your load. I've learnt that. I've learnt to lighten my load. Because that will make your journey more enjoyable. You'll also be encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, because this recognition will support you in going even further. And there's a good chance that along the way you'll make new friends who will become companions for a lifetime. Ooh, okay. Oh, I've definitely got brighter things coming my way. You're coming my way soon, hopefully, sweetheart. That's definitely a brighter thing. Oh, so that is very interesting. So that's just a little thing I found on the internet. And that's with this lovely set, Angels and Ancestors. So, yeah, Sarah, you can relate to those as well, can't you? Yeah, it's I think they were really good. When they first came out, and I was thinking, oh, I didn't know what to expect. But actually, that does relate to a lot of people for 2020, doesn't it? And I know a lot of us have got various journeys. We've got people who started studying, they're looking at their position of where they live, of their lifestyle. So that is really, really an interesting set of cards. I'll take some pictures and I'll put those back up, and I'll put the spread up. I'll put the one that I found, because it's only fair, because I found one on the internet and kind of changed it a little bit. I changed the names, but otherwise it's somebody else's and I don't want to plagiarise that. Yeah, they're really good, aren't they? Good food for thought. Oh, I'm glad they work. Oh, Mark's coming with bird food.
I have to step behind you.
Oh, hang on. Mark's coming behind me with bird seed. Has to be done right this minute during a live Walking with My Goddess. He's going in a new direction, and that one's insanity. So before I go, with all the grace of a hippo, the old man, bless him. I'm just going to pull a card. Yeah, I'm just going to pull a card from my other lovely set that I treated myself to. That's the Mists of Avalon. I think Marion Bradford, whatever her name is. Oh, it's up there and I can't see it. Marion Zimmer Bradley would probably take exception at these, because they are, I know, typical men. Honestly, he's just, so what's Dad like? He's just a loon, isn't he? He's a very, very, very lovely loon. He's been an absolute gem the last couple of weeks, as of everybody. And oh, thank you, Janine, by the way, for my little surprise parcel. It's under my tree. Oh, here it comes. The trucker is back.
Oh.
What have you done now?
Fed him.
He's back. Watch out. Here he comes. With the grace of a woolly mammoth. Slightly less hair.
Okay.
Here we go. Let me lean in. A lovable loon. Right, so this is from the Mists of Avalon one, and they are beautiful. They are. I'm not quite sure about the. They really are a rip-off of the Mists of Avalon. Gotta go to work now. Love you, Janine. You have a good day at work. Yeah, I love these cards, so I'm going to just see which one jumps out, and I shall leave you with this one. We'll see what it. Oops. Fairy. Fairy. What do fairies tell us? Let's see what the fairy card is. Fairy. Can you see that? It's got, what's it got on it, Soph? Dragonfly. My favourite things. So this says guardians, playfulness, protection and nature's magic. There's a beautiful fairy. Now she's holding, that could be a cornflower, but she's in, where's the, there. She's in the bulrushes. It's interesting. Let's see what that one says. Again, I'll put pictures up. 26. Fairy. We are guardians of nature, protectors of the way of the world that connects to our realms and the elements as you are. Our work is in service to Mother Nature and is as one. And the message of this card is magical experiences, possibilities and opportunities are all around you, beckoning you to wake up and notice them. Today you are being asked to step outside, spend time in nature, walk through forests, hike up mountains, dip your toes in various water wells, socially distancedly and covidly secure, of course, I must add that caveat. Encountering the reality and pure magic of the world we live in will give you a fresh perspective on your current situation. The water fae of Avalon guard and protect the gateway to the unseen realms of the other world and the underworld. It connects its energies with living forces of nature. The card of fairy calls you to be part of the reconnection with nature and the world of magic. We live in energetic transitional times. God, you could say that again. You are asked to realign and interact with the greatness of Mother Earth and the realms beyond our own world. The world of spirit watches and helps us all gain insight by granting visions and dreams, and we respond by creating or rituals, prayers, and by simply being observant to the world of nature and respecting the goddess. You may stumble across small beings of light with translucent wings. Beneath the tor is the entrance to the underworld, which is home to the fairy realm. With nature, spirits and fairies as your friends, magic is present and everywhere. The card of fairy comes to you now when magic is strong and accessible. It's a time of awakening the space of all-encompassing possibilities beyond imagination. Once you encounter magic, it cannot be undone, unseen, or unexperienced, and life cannot be seen the same again. In times when we feel disconnected from the world, be that the tangible world outside or our invisible inner world, our way back is through the reconnection with the magical realms, nature spirits, and nature itself. I am connected to nature and her magical realms. Oh, that is beautiful. That is a perfect card. I think this year so many of us have, it is a beautiful card, Nick. And yeah, Sophie, you love her locks. Yeah, it looks a bit like you, Sophie. Sophie's got long fair hair and she's beautiful. She hasn't got curly horns as far as I know, but she might have. But I think this is beautiful because it's kind of, I know I've spent quite a lot of time within my own mind of late. God help me, he says. He's a good old traveller, isn't he? It's a strange place. I dreamt last night that my friend had been to a Gurkha party, came home dressed as a Gurkha, and was absolutely stoned out of his head. And my friend Joe was dressed as a police officer, and we were going to a meeting for something. I don't even know what that was about. Anyway, that's beside the point. But this is about reconnecting with, and this goes back to what I said about the stillness of the time of year, of reconnecting with the world around us and nature. And I'm going to go and get some greenery from outdoors to bring in. And that's my, maybe not what I would have done before, but it's still reconnecting. And I've spent some time, even when I've, there is magic all around. Yeah. even when I haven't been in a magical situation, I've been able to find the magic that is out there in a little way, and to tap into it. And I think that just about sums up this year. And you know, hopefully the world would have mended a little bit this year where we haven't all been out. But yeah, so playfulness, protection, guardians, and nature's magic. Yeah. And obviously my ears aren't like that. I often pull that card for myself. It's a beautiful, it is Janine, isn't it? It's absolutely lovely. Yeah, absolutely lovely. There it is again. Right, so okay, so I'm going to leave you there. I'll take some pictures of these and put them up, and pictures of the deck for anybody that's interested, and I'll put a link into that little card pull that I did. So I hope you have a beautiful solstice. Again, it's not going to be exactly what we wanted to do this year. I'm certainly not going to be traipsing around outside, and I think I might be lucky if I get dressed, but hey ho, it's not the end of the world, is it? So have a beautiful solstice, and remember that there's that quote from this one, which I think was that the summer one? I think that was the summer one. That was such a beautiful, beautiful little quote. Now I can't find it. Seasons, I'm sure it was summer. Yeah, and that's from this card. Anybody who didn't get this was a card that we did in the thing. If you look back, you'll see it. But this was card with summer, was for the what's kept us going through the year, and the burning light. And one of the lines in this thing, in the little write up for this card, says, "Light has come to banish the darkness." And as we know, tomorrow, the light is beginning to return. So have a beautiful solstice. Have a wonderful Christmas. I hope you get to see people that you love. I know you're not going to see everybody you love, but you know, hopefully you'll all find plenty of joy. Happy Yule from us here, me and the trucker, and my little Christmas tree. It's littler than normal, but it's still a Christmas tree. Oh. And yeah, and then hopefully next year is going to be better, and I should be back next Sunday. I think it's probably going to be recorded because I don't quite know where I'm going to be, and obviously what with it being Christmas and solstice and New Year, but that will be with Jenny, and that will be with she's creating something to do with us. It's to do with intentions, but not New Year's resolutions. It's not like I must go on a diet, I must stop biting my nails, I must drink less. No one needs to drink less, really. That's just a horrible thing to say. So apart from me, I haven't drunk for ages. Yeah, so that's what we'll be doing next week, and yeah, that's going to be recorded. But yeah, so have a wonderful, wonderful time, whatever you do, and wish you all lots of love. Yeah, love to all. Sophie says have a fabulous day. So thank you for popping by, and I'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone, and solstice blessings to you all. Bye.